Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a really simple but incredibly powerful framework for health and resilience. It actually comes from a cancer doctor with over 30 years of experience who needed a way to give his patients a clear, simple map to get through one of the hardest things anyone can face.
And that's really the million-dollar question, isn't it? When you're up against something huge, like a serious illness or just overwhelming stress, how do you do more than just get by? How can you actually use it as a chance to thrive? Well, that's exactly the problem Dr. Charles Meakin wanted to solve.
See, he knew he needed something that was simple, affordable, and that anyone could do. So he came up with this great acronym, something his patients could literally just snap a picture of on his whiteboard and take with them. He called it the Big Six, and it became their guide for building a real foundation for health, even in the middle of a storm. So here they are, the Big Six, spelled B-I-G-S-I-X. We're going to walk through each one of these step by step, and you'll see how they all lock together to create this amazing foundation for resilience. Let's kick things off with B. First up, B is for breath. Now, Dr. Meakin calls this our #1 nutritional element, which is a fascinating way to think about it, right? It's the most basic thing we do, but most of us, well, we're not doing it right, and how we do it matters a lot. Okay, this is so important to understand. You've got these two systems. When you breathe through your mouth, you're often kicking your body into that fight or flight mode. That's the high-stress emergency state. But, and this is the key, when you breathe through your nose, you activate the rest and digest system. That's the parasympathetic state. And as Dr. Meakin puts it, you can't heal when you think you're running from a lion. All the healing, all the repair happens in that calm parasympathetic zone. So what's the takeaway? It's beautifully simple. Just make a conscious effort to breathe through your nose. He has this great little mental trick. Zip the mouth and smile. That posture naturally encourages nose breathing. And, of course, the quality of the air you're breathing matters, so doing what you can to keep your indoor air clean is a big piece of the puzzle. All right, let's keep it rolling. Next up, we have I for ingest and G for get moving. This is all about what we're putting in our bodies and then what we do with our bodies. So for ingest, the rules are refreshingly straightforward. First, make water your go-to drink. And we're not talking about fancy bottled stuff, just simple filtered tap water. Dr. Meakin even suggests a morning ritual. 2 big mugs of water, maybe with a pinch of sea salt for electrolytes, to get your brain going and kickstart detoxification. Second, eat real food. I love his rule of thumb for this. Eat the kind of food your grandparents would actually recognize. That usually means shopping the edges of the grocery store and skipping the processed stuff with a mile-long ingredient list. And, of course, don't drink your calories. Next up is G for get moving. And this isn't just about feeling stronger or looking better. No, this is about medicine, right down at the cellular level. Research shows that when you exercise, you're sending powerful messages throughout your body that can actually turn off the inflammatory signals that help bad cells grow, while at the same time making your healthy cells even healthier. It's a profound conversation happening inside you. And here's the best part. You don't need to go run a marathon. The goal is just to make movement a daily ritual. Consistency is so much more important than intensity. A simple walk, a few push-ups, maybe even just some squats while you're holding onto a chair. It's all about keeping that good cellular messaging active every single day. All right, on to S for sleep. And as the slide says, sleep is king. You know, for the longest time, it was kind of a badge of honor to say you only got 4 or 5 hours. But boy, has modern science totally flipped that idea on its head. This quote just nails that old school thinking, right? I can sleep when I'm dead, but we know so much better now. Sleep is probably the single most important restorative thing you can do for your health. It's when your body repairs itself, makes growth hormone, cleans out your brain, the whole shebang. Dr. Meakin says it's the #1 thing you can mess up. So, how do we protect our sleep? Well, the advice is pretty practical. Try to sleep when it's dark out to sync up with your body's natural rhythm. Create a little wind-down routine, turn down the lights, get off the screens, maybe try some blue-blocking glasses in the evening. And just be aware of things that can mess with your sleep, like certain medications or even sleeping pills, which might knock you out but don't give you that deep, restorative rest. Okay, we've arrived at the second I in Big Six, and this one shifts from the physical to the mental and emotional. I stands for intention, your deep core reason for wanting to be healthy, for wanting to live. This is the incredible question Dr. Meakin would ask his patients. Just think about that for a second. It's not enough to just say, I don't want to die. He pushed them to really find what they were fighting for. Was it seeing a grandkid graduate, taking that one last trip with a loved one? Finding your why unlocks this huge reserve of energy, because people can get through almost anything if there's a real meaning behind it.
So once you have that intention, how do you make it a real driving force every day? Dr. Meakin suggests this simple little ritual. First, create a super vivid mental movie of the future you want. You're healthy, you're with people you love, you're doing what you love. Then you basically bake it into your subconscious. You visit that little movie the second you wake up, and you marinate in it right before you drift off to sleep. That repetition helps turn a wish into something you're actively building toward.
And that brings us to our final letter, X. And nope, it's not for exercise. We already got that covered with G. X stands for extreme love. And this is all about lightening your emotional backpack so you can put all your energy into healing. Dr. Meakin has this absolutely perfect analogy for this. He says, trying to get through a big challenge while you're still hanging on to old grudges, anger, and resentments, it's like trying to hold a beach ball underwater. It takes constant energy, constant effort. And the second you get tired, that ball just pops right back up in your face. So the answer is to just let the beach ball go. What does that mean? It means surrendering useless battles. It means forgiving people not because they deserve it, but because you deserve peace. It means doubling down on the love you have for your family and friends, and even just extending a little bit of grace and love to strangers. It's about living in a state that frees you up and lightens your load. So there you have it, the big 6. Master your breath through your nose. Be smart about what you ingest. Get moving every single day. Make sleep your superpower. Find your core intention and lighten your load with extreme love. It's a complete roadmap for a resilient life. And we'll end with Dr. Meakin's most powerful message, really. This whole framework, it's not about a bunch of strict rules. It's about empowering you with principles. The whole point is to help you become your own best doctor, to stay curious about your own body, and to find the strength within you to build a foundation for life.